to rise from the ashes. Fire burn, my thirst and desire. You transform out of pit of flesh, you stretch your
Hello, everyone. Hello, bonjour, 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 bonjour. Let me fix this. Sorry, my microphone. What's everyone doing? I felt bad because I didn't go live again. I really wanted to watch PG, and also I was doing a YouTube short, which I'll show you here in a second. Please tickle the like. Good morning, good evening where I am, but good morning to you, Positive Vibes. Good morning. Yeah, I'm at my nephew-in-law's watching the fight. Gotta love the loud Mexican in-laws. Oh God, Marlena. Thank you, Dorsey. So yeah, I was doing a little here, I'll show you. I did a little short on Letitia Stout. She was the step mother of Gannon Stout, one of the most horrible cases. That is one case that I couldn't cover it. I don't know, there's some cases that I can do that are is equally as horrible, but many times, like if there's a recording of the child that has been, deceased, and I hear their voice, and especially with Gannon's, I couldn't do it because you could hear him begging. I can't even talk about it, guys. And so let's see here. Let me see if it'll make it bigger.
When Sebastian's found, people are going to have to learn how to eat some humble pie.
I am going to be so ecstatic when I'm able to say to people that I hope they have a really sincere apology for all these theories that have came out online, for all the things they said that
and they tell you something, and then they want to spin it and twist it.
Turned and twisted, and people can see that I'm not missing and see that I am being cooperative. And
myself and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board.
All three parents were vetted. All three parents were cleared. Now, law enforcement's not going to come out and say that.
Why not? Because you're not.
Because they can't.
Yes, they can.
Protocol reasons. And then they want to spin it and twist it.
Turned and twisted, and
they tell you something. Somebody's going to take this and twist it.
So that was Jay for Justice earlier. She did a great live earlier. But but he said this on some channel last night. I don't know.
People.
Listen to
When
this.
Sebastian's found, people are going to have to learn how to eat some humble pie.
So he said, when Sebastian is found, some people are going to have to eat humble pie. And that reminded me of Letitia. So I went back and listened to her first interview where she wouldn't show her face, much like the second interview of Chris and Katie where they didn't show their face. They just showed their awkward hand motions. And she said, she didn't say people are going to have to eat humble pie. She said,
I am going to be so ecstatic when I'm able to say to people that I hope they have a really sincere apology for all these theories that have came out online, for all the things they said that
And they
so she said something very similar. And Peas, that is exactly right. I don't see, I could never apologize to a child abuser. First of all, I've never uh I would never state that someone is 100% guilty. It's not up to me, but I use what they say. And that's more than enough. That's more than enough. They say, Chris, oh my God, he says some awful things. It's going to be a rather short live, guys. But
tell
when
you
we come
something, and then they want to spin it and twist it.
then they want to spin it and twist it. You don't need to with that.
turned and twisted, and people can see that
And that's what Letitia said. Spin it and twist it
I'm not missing and see that I am being cooperative.
and see that I am being cooperative.
Myself and the Father have worked very fully and cooperatively with
He said, myself and the Father are
all
fully
agencies
cooperative.
across the board.
All three parents were vetted. All three parents were cleared. Now, law enforcement is not going to come out and say that.
Why not? Because you're not.
Because they can't.
He said, I cannot believe he said, law enforcement said, because they can't come out and say, you're clear. Does he think we started this yesterday? Does he think this is our first case? What the hell is he talking about? Yeah, don't mention any creators, please. So just a thought, does anyone think maybe Katie removed Sebastian from home because she doesn't want to be a mother to, I think you mean Faith, saying if Sebastian can't be there, then you can't have your daughter. I mean, I think it's, I mean, it perhaps, but I think she would rather say, I want to keep my son and you bring your daughter. But I don't think Chris wants that, in my opinion. Lying, deflecting, diverting, victim blaming. Yeah. Never heard anyone say that because law enforcement can't clear the parents. They can't just come out right and clear the parents.
Law enforcement's not going to come out and say that.
Why not? Because you're not.
Because they can't.
Yes, they can.
Protocol reasons.
Jay's voice is, she's like, yes, I can. I was like, exactly. His first case and following the paths of others, cough, cough. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I freaking don't get it. It's like, why not? Why can't they clear you? In fact, I mean, I think Chris has probably begged them to clear them, right? But they have not said that they've cleared him. They have said that there is no suspects. That they have said that they have no suspects and no persons of interest. They have said that. But they have not said that they have cleared him, her, or him. Any of them. Nobody. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Police most certainly would say a parent is cleared. What universe does Chris live on? He's not being truthful.
And then they want to spin it and twist it.
Turned and twisted and
They tell you something. Somebody's going to take this and twist it.
He said somebody's going to take this and twist it. I thought that was funny at the end. Just a little humor injection. To find out the truth of all of this, I think it's going to be a shock us to the core. Yeah, like Leilani Simon, Quentin Simon. Now, the things that police say that Leilani did to Quentin, when they went in that house, it lit up like a Christmas tree. Do you take text or call in? I'm not taking any call-ins or texts or anything right now because it's going to be a short live. I'm going to try to get up early in the morning if I sleep good tonight. And we might go on a little field trip tomorrow. Can't promise. I'm not promising. But I'm going to try. We don't have to twist much. It's already pretty sus. And that's exactly right, Shelby. I mean, yeah. I heard my son in there. I heard a thud, and I said, Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? No, ma'am. Well, did you check on him? No. Did you check on him any during the night? No. I was just sitting reading for my school the next day or school and talking to my husband and also sleeping at the same time for 3 hours. And my husband said, put up the dogs and go to bed. So I went to bed at midnight, and my husband had to work the next day. He was 3.5 hours away, and he had to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning, but he showed up at 5:15 in the morning. But anyway, I went to bed and woke up the next morning at 6 a.m., went to check on him, meaning my son Sebastian, and he wasn't in the room. He was missing. And, well, looked around everywhere, and I thought, well, maybe he's in the kitchen. But I didn't really stop to think. I just walked past the kitchen and walked through the kitchen to get to my son's bedroom on the other side of the house. But no, he wasn't in there. Sometimes he likes to, make a breakfast or whatever before school, and he wasn't there. So I call my husband on three-way and say, he's not here. And he calls the non-emergency number, my husband does, while we're on three-way. So I go out to drive, and then after that, he calls me back and he says, get home. The cops are on their way. But I should have already known that because we were on three-way, but I didn't. So I went home and the police came, and I said, oh my God, it was cold last night. He didn't take anything but a flashlight. He didn't even take his shoes. Wasn't seen on camera. Not a scent. Nothing. Nothing. miss me with that bullshit. If your son was allegedly sleeping in the garage, how the hell did you, a something or a thud or Bubba say, did you fall out of bed? You know something? I just thought of something by that comment. What if this is not a what if that comment right there? What if Sebastian was sleeping in the garage and she did hear a thud and something happened in that garage? It could be. I mean, this is the thing. Even if it was like an accident, like carbon monoxide or whatever, which I don't think it's that, but even if it was an accident, would you say, uh, there was an accident in the garage because my son was sleeping in the garage? Would she say that? When police showed up at Katie was there with Kathy and Terry and two others. Seth Seth had not got there yet. He got there after police arrived, and Katie was talking to police. Chris did not arrive until after 1. Yeah. Yeah. I know Chris didn't arrive till after 1. I think someone snapped. I think someone was but I'm like Justin, but he's affiliated with the. Oh. Oh, bless you, Henry Penn. That's so amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, made. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. Have a good night, my dear. Um, Chris is controlling, but yet you had to subscribe to say that. And you followed me to my third channel. Okay. Thank you. You're a fan. I get it. Chris is so controlling. He probably watches inside the home every time he goes out of town. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Also, they stay on the phone. So even when Chris left for work, Sebastian still didn't get a break from him. Oh, absolutely. Sure, Miss Curvy, of course. What if Katie went to wake him up in the garage and he had climbed in the car to sleep? Possible. I mean, there is so much, right? Blue and YouTuber. Can you have a link just for a second? Yes. But yet Chris arrived on the job site early 5-ish. Yeah. Who shows up for work 2 hours early? Who shows up for work for 2 hours early? There you go, Miss Kirby. I dropped a link. Maybe got in the car to get warm. What is StreamYard? StreamYard is a service we stream through to stream through YouTube. It's a third-party service. You can stream through YouTube directly, but it's just not that great. Okay, Miss Kirby, you can turn your camera off.
Hi, Justy. How are
Hi,
you?
lovely.
Good
Good. How are
morning.
you?
I'm good. Good morning. Hello, chat.
Bonjour, bonjour.
No, that's French, baby. I don't know French. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
Okay.
what's up?
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, there's a little
Sorry, chat.
feedback.
Oh no. Is it now?
Let me see. No, I think we're good. We're good now.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No, you're good.
And chat. I just want to say this. Justin, you work with children.
Mm-hmm.
You adopted children.
Mm-hmm.
You have a heart for children.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just walk the walk. You're man of not the many words, but you do in actions around children. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want you, and I believe can talk on the behalf, I can't see the chat, but the chat too, to just say that you are very, very special. More
Oh,
special than
thank
you
you.
know.
Oh my
Okay?
God. Hold on. Someone's
Uh,
sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? And you never ever know how many people that you have touched their lives.
Oh,
I believe in the bushes, the cheap seats, and the verandas and the posh balconies.
no, you're very
Okay?
Miss
So
Kirby. I don't
I
know
just
about
want
that,
you
but
to know that because you have a very, very special, unique way of making people feel welcomed. And that is
oh,
not easy on these streets. Okay. So I just want you to know that because you don't just do for do's sake, you live the life of helping children.
thank
Okay.
you.
I just want you to know that.
That's very, very, very kind of you, and I appreciate you. And it's very thoughtful. I try. I can't. I'm not always successful, but I try
Mhm.
to be good to just about everyone, even
Mhm.
people who talk about me. I don't even. I try
Mhm.
not to go there. Although
Yeah.
with one, I have.
Hmm. Well, the thing is, you don't just walk the walk. Like I said, you actually live that life. It's not just about money and stuff like that. You actually live that life. Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't live that life. And you know what the Bible says, new levels, new devils. So unfortunately it does get like that, but
Mhm.
you always need to hold on to the fact that there's a lot of people that I know that watch you, and I've been in other chats, now and then, and I've yet to hear anybody, not saying that everybody's perfect, to say a bad, destructive thing about you.
Thank you.
It speaks for itself, and that's
Mhm.
why a lot of people can't say that. They really can't, and be around so long.
I can't the thing that I cannot tolerate more than anything
Mm.
is someone hurting someone that cannot fend themselves.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, and I think you've shared your background a little bit with us, the vulnerability. I come
Yeah.
from foster home and children's home, and I think a lot of the chat does, that vulnerability. I think it's a very, very special breed because when you know someone's vulnerable and they've been hurt, you gravitate to try and help that person more because you know how it feels.
Mhm.
you know. So anyway, I don't want to hold up the chat, but I just
No,
need
you're
to come
fine.
up
You're
here and
fine.
say that, okay? Because
You
I
are
think
very
it was needed to be said, because
oh,
there's a
so
difference
sweet.
between all of us, you know, on YouTube, on the YouTube streets. There's a difference between being there and doing. A lot of us have jobs working with children, helping, whether it's law or whatever care.
But
But the
you do
fact that
the same, Miss Kirby. I mean,
I do,
you
but
pass, you know,
mhm,
you
yeah,
work for these kids every day, and you
mhm,
know, I don't change laws or anything like that, you know. So
yeah.
that's
I try. I like you. I try my best. But the fact that you've also have. I'm gonna. I'm not gonna say there's nothing wrong with adoption. I'm not gonna say adoption, because as far as I'm concerned, you gave birth. So you have your birth children, and you is not even that. Do you know how special that is? You chose that.
mm,
You
yeah.
actually chose that, to do that. And as a person that come from a children's home and foster care, I know how, you know, that is, how
Hmm.
extremely special that is, to be chosen, you know.
Hmm.
So I just want to just an encouragement, really. And I
That's
know the
very
chat
sweet. I
loves
mean,
you so
I
much.
was given the opportunity. Like, if my grandmother didn't save me, I would have been. God only knows. You
Mm-hmm,
know what I mean? So I
mm-hmm,
wanted children more than anything. So I wanted to
right.
give back as well. You know.
Mm-hmm,
So you know, I think we kind of both come from that.
mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of your chat as well, from what, you know, I've seen people on the YouTube streets. A lot of us do, and I think that's what makes up special people, and they gravitate, birds of a feather flock together, you know. And I think
Mhm.
that, you know, a lot of your chat are so respectful. I feel so welcome, and they're so lovely, you
Everyone
know.
is lovely.
They are
Everyone is
so
lovely.
lovely. They are.
We rarely have
Mm,
a troll or anything.
mm,
I mean, I don't care if people disagree with me,
mm-hmm.
uh, or whatever. You know, most people are very respectful,
Yeah.
even that disagree with me. You know, so I've been
Right. Right.
I've been fortunate with that. I mean, of course, people will
Mm-hmm.
do what you know. There's
Mm.
always one or two, but
Mm.
you know, it's you just
Mm-mm.
don't pay attention to
You don't.
the noise. You know, if you're here for kids, if you're here for the missing, be here for the missing,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
If you're truly here for the kids,
Mm-hmm.
be here for the kids. Be here for the missing. Don't sit and argue. Don't
No.
fight.
No.
You know, it's but I mean, we've all I've fought. You know what I
All of
mean? I mean, I've you know,
Mm-hmm.
we fought with the same person before. Um,
Yeah.
Amy,
Yeah.
thank you for gifting one membership.
And it's
Thank you,
just, you
Debbie.
know, it's just, I think it's just
Thank you, Debbie.
wonderful that you
Thank you,
we
Debbie.
can, you know, like you said, people can, and you do, not everybody's going to agree, you just disagree, and you know, but you do it respectfully and adult. Anyway, I don't want to hold up chat because we're having a good chat, but
No, you're
I just
fine.
I felt led. I was praying today over some things and mulling over it, and I thought, oh gosh, should I go out there or not? I don't want to interfere, but I mean, it's like it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and
Mhm.
we're on holiday here till
You're gonna
it's
make
like
me
a bank
cry.
holiday. No, don't. I know, because and I just felt that for months I said something too much, and I'm gonna say it again publicly. I was blinded and I felt so bad. I know you forgave me. God forgave me most, and I had to forgive myself. And you
Yeah, you're
know,
fine.
no, but knowing your heart, and I know we spoke off, you know, YouTube, and the way to just open your arms like that, it's just it's it proves, you know, you this is what I'm saying. There's people can walk the walk, but you walk and talk the walk. It's
Thank
actions
you.
speak louder than words, you know. The proof is in the pudding, you
Yeah,
know.
well,
So
Miss
yeah,
Kirby and I, we kind of started out on the wrong
yeah, we
foot.
did.
We kind of we
we
kind of started
did,
out on
we
the wrong foot,
did. No, we
and
did. And
and
I said
uh
a
and
very
I think
stupid
that's what
thing
she's
that was
talking
wrong.
about. That's what she's
Yeah, I
talking
was
about.
wrong. Yeah, I shouldn't have said what I said. It was blind loyalty for, we're not going to mention someone else,
It's it is
and
it's
you know,
fine, you know.
but but you know,
It's some
and
we have to give each other a little grace,
Yes.
because sometimes, have you ever looked back like at a video or something? You're like, what the hell was I thinking? Or you think
Yes.
back on a
It's like,
memory
oh my
and you're
God,
like,
so
what was
embarrassing.
I thinking in that
I
moment?
know. You're like,
Like,
oh
what
Lord.
were you thinking, Justin? Why did you why say
I
that? Why
know.
did you wear that?
Yeah.
Why did you
Yeah.
look like that? Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. And you really,
So
and that's the thing, you like, oh God, how did I let myself get out of my character like that? You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we're just not feeling good.
Mm, yeah,
Sometimes,
true.
sometimes we're not physically feeling good, or we're
Mm,
mentally not feeling good, or we're just in the wrong headspace
mm,
at
mm,
the time. And
absolutely.
so we have to give
Okay.
a little grace,
Yes.
and it always comes full circle. It
Yes.
always does. I mean,
Always.
sometimes it's a short circle and sometimes it's a long mother trucker, you know.
Trucker. Trucker. It is. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back down and join the beautiful people. But I just wanted to say that because I was led to say that when I was praying today. And I think it's important because you guys go through a lot up there on your panels and your channels. But I just wanted to say that for you, that I know, you shared your background a lot and that. And you just literally walk the talk in actions, lad. You don't need to, you don't always say a lot, but we see the action, and that is more concrete than evidence. That's the evidence in it. You're presenting yourself as the evidence. So no
Wow.
matter what's said in the wind, it's just noise, it's just wind, and God will always calm the storm. So
Yeah,
I
it
just
it
wanted you
always
to know
works
that
out. It
it
always
does,
works out.
and it
And
will work in your favor
such
too.
you're such a sweetheart for saying that, and you're
No.
very kind and very
Oh, it's
gracious.
needed.
And Miss Curvy
Yeah.
always looks good in pink. That's her
Oh,
color.
thank you. That's my color. Mohawk Mom has always come with the knowledge. She does. I know her. Obviously, I've known her on the streets for a long time, and she's always, especially with Summer. A lot of people. We all came together for Summer. Really, I mean, some of us was on here before a little bit, or maybe for myself, I think it's 4 years. I was on the Mila David case with Iqbal, Iqmal. But a lot of us was Summer, isn't it? And she brought a lot of us together. I mean, the streets have
Isn't
been
it?
very calm
It
lately in that
is
sense.
amazing how
Thank you, Deborah.
sometimes tragedy brings people together.
Yes, yes,
Sometimes ending friendships,
yes,
you'll meet someone else.
absolutely.
Um, and you just never know. You never know. I think uh I'm a I'm a what they call a people watcher. I love to watch. It sounds creepy just by saying this, but I just love to watch people. Like, I can be anywhere,
Mm,
and just the behavior of people is interesting. Everyone is so unique.
mhm.
Uh, Everyone is so individual. Nobody thinks the same. Nobody
No,
looks the same,
no.
except if you're Sebastian right now and there's that other picture, which is a whole different story. It's like
Oh my God,
it's
it's
driving
just,
me nuts.
oh, it is.
Um,
I like do
but
that. I sit in coffee shops or like train station, airport, and people watch.
mhm.
Yeah, it's good to see people's, different aura and aspects of them. But let's just pray that summer's coming up, isn't it? June 1st is my birthday, and every birthday I wish that the present would be
Oh, we got
her.
a party like it's
Oh
1999.
yeah, you know.
That's
But
awesome.
that's fine. So I'm going to go down and let you carry on. But I'm sorry for interrupting, but I just felt
No,
very
you're
led to
fine.
say
Thank
that.
you.
And
That
thank
is
you, chat, for giving me that space as well to honor Justin. Thank you, my
you're
Justin.
much loved here.
You
Every one
too.
of you are.
Mwah.
Mwah.
With a
Love you,
key, with a with a scone on the end.
dear.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Love you, dear. Bye bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Thank you. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. Um, I don't know. It's YouTube is an interesting place. It is a very interesting place. You meet, and the thing is about YouTube is people are, and I guess we all are to an extent, if we're honest, we're more aggressive than we normally are, I guess you could say. As but some people take it to a really crazy extreme. And I always just say, if I won't, if I wouldn't say it to someone's face, I will not say it. I'm gonna try not to say it on here. Like, I have to be passionate about it. Um, but some people, they would never say some things that they say behind a keyboard to to your face, right? I know, me too. I hope she's feeling better too. Um, but it's all different walks of life on here. It's different personalities. Um, and some mesh very well together and some don't. But I think uh the soaps of 2024, I have to turn on YouTube. It is kind of like a soap opera. It really is. I mean, there's no soap operas anymore, is there? So, it kind of is. It's kind of like, in a certain way, it's kind of like a daily reality show, right? So, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Uh, but I have my opinion, especially when it comes to true crime. But the thing that bothers me is, let people feel how they feel, right? Let people feel how they feel. If they feel one way, that's absolutely fine. If they feel another way, that's absolutely fine. Um, but don't chastise someone for how they feel. Um, we grow up in different experiences, and we learn differently, right? And all of that. So, um, and we all think we're right. That's the thing about life. We all think we're right in the moment. Every one of us. Every single one of us. And that's called ego. That's called ego. Um, so that's why you let people feel how they feel. Um, and people say all the time, especially creators, especially us creators, we say, I don't care what people think of me. I don't care. I don't care what they think of me. We all care what people think of us. We all care. Every single one of us. We're social creatures. We're social beings. We all want people to love us, like us, or at least be neutral. Oh, that's so funny, Jules. I love your bunny too. We all want, but ego is the ego, pride, right? They're very similar. They really hurt people's decision makings, right? So everyone cares, everyone has feelings. Exactly. But what bothers me more than anyone is someone who can't fend for themselves. If you are mentally, physically, especially a child, a child doesn't have a choice, right? A child doesn't have a choice to just get up and you know go have its space. you know they rely on us for everything, even when we're tired, we're cranky, we don't feel good, you know work is stacked up to here or whatever. They don't have a choice. Don't don't hurt a child, because they it will don't break a child's soul. Don't break their soul, because it will stick with them forever. Forever. I don't think I've ever listened to it. Thank you, Sense of Soul. That's so sweet. That is very kind. Thank you, my dear. What a compliment. Thank you. It's very sweet. Right, a child and animals, I think, are the most vulnerable. Absolutely. So that is when, personally, I get hot behind the collar, is when someone hurts someone or something that can't fend for themselves. That's when the gloves are off for me. Amen. Amen. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you, reality. And and that goes for DV as well. I mean, sometimes people in DV situations, they don't have much of a choice to just walk out the door for whatever reason. We don't know their circumstance. So it's that's kind of where I lose the compassion for humanity, is whenever someone is really awful to someone who can't fend for themselves, right? Like, you and I, we're adults, and most of us in here are healthy and can take care of ourselves and all of that. But it doesn't mean we're not going to be in that situation one day, right? We may be in that situation one day. I was raised by my grandmother. I grew up listening to 80-year-olds around the kitchen table, and my grandma used to say, "Well, you're not dead yet." Because I would say something like, when I was a kid, I'd be like, "I'm never gonna do that," and she'd say, "You're not dead yet." So there's that. I grew up being very different from most of my classmates, in a different, very different, right? But more than anything, I think people should be themselves. I think we all want to fit in, and we all do our best to do so. But I think the best thing that a person can be is themselves. As long as they're not hurting another person being, but if you're being your true self, you're not going to hurt other people. I really believe that. I'll show you some. I was the ugliest little boy you ever seen in your life. um, Kitty claimed Seth would not let her talk to her family. She lied on the paperwork to get her divorce and custody of Sebastian. Yeah. But yeah, you have to be yourself. I really wasn't. I don't think. I really looked the same pretty much. I mean, just a smaller version with buck teeth. I had buck teeth. It was so funny. Looked like a rabbit. I didn't think Katie has had, like, you don't think she had a hard life? Is that what you mean? My kindergarten picture looks identical to Summer's red dress pic. Oh, that's so cute, BB. Um, I don't know. I grew up like I moved a couple times while I was growing up, so I went to a few different schools, and I went to one school, and it really shaped me um, because I went from being not super popular, but I was decently popular, right? And then I went to this other school, which it was um, a rather poor school, right? It was really scrappy kids, and I grew up country, right? And these kids they were different, and I didn't walk. I can't think of one time where I walked into a hallway and wasn't called a can't think of one time in that school where I wasn't just screamed "fag." And I was like, damn, these people, it was something. Justin, you would have been my favorite older cousin. These guys. Oh, you're so sweet, my dear. Love you pieces. And kids are, because they don't have experience. Kids can be very, very, but I found a group in that school, and we were what we call band geeks. That's what we were called then. And they have remained friends they're my lifetime friends, right? I mean, so the friends that I made at that school, like we were, like it was the most miserable time as a kid. But it also made me like grow the best friendships. They can be, Amy. They can be. And it was just, and not that it was okay, but it was a different time when I was a kid, but I just had to be myself no matter what. I just had to be myself. I just could not pretend being anybody else. You know who was one of my favorite people in school? The disabled. I have cerebral palsy, and I'm so sorry, reality. I'm so sorry. Um, I went from a poor school to a rich school and was bullied for a long time. I'm sorry. Um, I was raised poor. It was just me and my grandmother, and it does, Jay, but it's better than it used to be. I think, at least in schools. Um, Gay men are the most honest, best cooks, cleaners, decorators, dressers, best. Very sweet, BB. Um, I was in band till 9th grade, and no, Wayne Justin, I was a floater and could. Sorry, it fell back up. Could hang out with most any type group, except I never hung with the drugs or church. Yeah, I mean, so I was just always, I always just tried to be, decent to everybody, at least. Justin, I had kids talking shit for me being gay once. I decided to clap back. They left me alone. Yeah. I wasn't the type to clap back, though. I was just like, I always feel, again, I always feel like people feel how they feel. And this is me, though. I'm not telling anybody how to, and I'm just like, you know what? Okay, whatever. But, people should stand up to bullies for sure. But also, I think, like with YouTube and stuff, like people are constantly going back and forth, and so it never really ends. It never really ends. There was someone I heard last night, a person who I do not get along with on this platform, and it's really the only person I've ever really did a live about, like, negatively, I guess you could say. And this person started talking about me, from what I understand, and haven't talked about this person in since the beginning of the year. We're in 5 months. 5 months. And someone pretty much wrote what they said. I woke up this morning and just said absolute lies. Absolute lies. But she said she wasn't going to bring me up anymore, uh, and all of that. And so I hope she doesn't. Um, because I don't want to start a back and forth again. I don't want to start a back and forth again. But yeah, Kelly, it's a creator. Yeah. Um, she's not very she blames the moon and the sun and the stars on me. So, it's nobody mentioned the creator's name or anything, if you know who it is. Um, but you know, same. Most of us did. I haven't watched that creator in literally the beginning of the year. Unsubscribed, and I have not even flipped on her stuff. Wouldn't even dare. Wouldn't even dare. Miss Curvy gets it. She really gets it. So, absolutely, you're way above that. So, um, it's just not worth it. It's really just not worth it because, yeah, at the beginning of the year, I just thought, let them. I'm just not going, because if I mention something back, then they mention something back, and then I've got to mention something back, and then they got to mention something back, and then it just gets out of hand. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just not even worth it. I think that person is not relevant. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So I don't even worry about it. Wolf, my daughter was amazed to see me playing so well, and my son was impressed. My grandkids are like, "Oh, that's so amazing, reality. You're amazing, positive vibes. Thank you, my dear." Exactly. Then it's chaos. It's just chaos. Yeah, it's not worth it. Oh, thank you, my dear. You're very sweet. We are busy over here. Yes. I mean, Miss Curvy emails me 72 times a day, and I read every single one. I love it. I love it. You know something? I get so many emails, and some I can't reply to all of them. And if I do reply, it's usually very short, because I have a lot of emails. But when you guys like send me information, I think that is just so amazing, because or you send me your opinion on something. I wish I could like write a paragraph to everyone, but I get like you don't even so many emails. Um and I just think it's amazing that people think, "Oh, Justin, you might want to see this," or "Justin needs to know this," or something. I think it's just I'm appreciative that you guys think of me. Yeah, a stalking order out. Your nose. Miss Curvy and I, we're going to go to New York together. Y'all need to come with us. Anybody who wants to go can come with us. So never give up. That's exactly right. Don't ever give in. Don't ever give up. Take a break if you need to, but don't give in. Don't give up. Sit down, relax, but don't give in. That's right. That's right. That's funny you say that. I drank peach. Oh, I don't got my mug here. Uh, I drank peach tea earlier. Love you too, my dear. Me, Kelly. You don't like New York. So I like New York. There's some caveats. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to live there unless I was really, really rich. But then I still wouldn't. I would just want to live there part time, right? But my dogs are in here. Aw, animals are amazing. Who are your favorite people? Who inspire you to be on YouTube? Which creators propelled you for doing what you do? Is there a creator? I don't know if there's a creator per se on here that motivates me or anything, but that's a good question. I came from, when you first start YouTube, you're very like your first year as a creator is very strange. It's very, very strange as a creator. And you don't really know who's who, or well, you haven't figured out everybody, I guess, is like where everybody, and so, like I really started with Molly Golightly, and she is an extraordinarily controversial person. Um, and Molly is extremely funny when she's funny. She's extremely funny. Um, and she is extremely giving. But sometimes she can be extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Hold on. I just got an. Let me check something. On this photo of the man, it looks like he's wearing pull-ups. I do not know of a man wearing underwear that high. No, it's not pull-ups. Evo Alaska, did you send me an email? I don't see an email from you. And so, Molly is all over the place. She's all over the place. And I don't have anything bad to say about anyone, like, because Molly has been good to me. She's been good to me. I can't, privately, we've had some issues, you know, uh, things that we've said, you know, to each other and stuff. But thank you, Christina. Thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Appreciate you. That's right, Charm Lily. Thank you so much. We have to stick together and support one another. We absolutely do. And thank you again, Christina, for becoming a member. But again, I'm not. I have nothing. I think she's done some things that she's probably not proud of, which I've done some things I'm not proud of. So give grace. I'm not going to say. Evo Alaska, I didn't get your email, my dear. Didn't get it. Still looking, but again, she's a lot. She's a lot. She is deaf. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I saw Molly on YouTube, I didn't like her. I instantly judged her, which we do as human beings. Seth has a lawyer, Justine and Justin. Okay. She very funny. Molly, she's got a kind of a twisted humor that I get. But again, we've had some good times together. I would be lying if I said we didn't. Is Justin has a new video out? Has anybody got the video of Sebastian? Molly is one of a kind. She is certainly one of a kind. And everyone is their own person. Absolutely. Everyone is their own person. And that's absolutely okay. But that's where I started. And a lot of people judged me because of just for the simple fact of being friends with Molly, right? Um, which, they say you are the company you keep. But she's a very controversial figure. People either love her or don't, one or the other. It's really one or the other. And I think sometimes she has, you know, done things that people has came at her where I can understand from where they came from. And then there's sometimes I think she's very harshly judged for something that's not, you know, again, I think it's just where you sit. It's where you sit. But that's where I started out on YouTube. And a lot of creators that are, you know, kind of started out with Molly, or they'll start out with the creator and then they'll grow, they grow their own channel. And Molly helped me. She was extremely supportive in me, starting a channel. We went places together and stuff. I did go some places when I was, in true crime, and done some things that I would never do now. Said some things that I would never do now. I think just go lightly, lolly. Um, was there you? If Molly was there, you'll remember her. Yeah, absolutely. So, my true crime has evolved based upon I think who were around bolsters are, it's what do they call it, group, I don't know what they even call it, like it's like decisions you make. It's easier for you to make decisions when you're in a group, but if you was doing that solo, you probably wouldn't do that. And so like Quentin Simon's house, I went there and I wouldn't I don't think I would have went to Quentin Simon's house. I wouldn't have went there because it was a shit show. It was a absolute shit show. Um Thank you, Christina, for gifting 5 memberships, my dear. It's very generous of you. Thank you so much. Molly and her one was funny. Oh, Marissa, she is a mess. She's a mess. I haven't talked to Marissa in almost a year. Actually, it's a year this month, I think. A year in May, yeah. But she's a mess, and I don't say mess as in necessarily a bad thing. I just say she's a mess. As in all the above. But, like, I went there and there was people there that was on the other side, and they were there to um trigger and all of that. And and you get Molly and Dolly and everyone there, and it is chaos, right? So I would not have done that. That is one that, yeah. So that is one I wouldn't have done. Um, and then I went to Summers, like on the road, but I was just there. I didn't participate, and I was only there literally like 6 hours, and I didn't participate in anything. But so my style has changed quite a bit based upon learning. You learn, right? So that's just being honest. And Angie, listen, it was. I'll be honest with you, I had never seen people with a missing child behave like that. And, Billy Joe and I now, we have an understanding, right? Her and I have an understanding. I have apologized on my part for not the way I felt, but for my behavior, right? My behavior at the time. But, you know, this young girl threw her child in a fucking dumpster. And before that, she beat the hell out of this baby to almost a pulp. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. But then I feel I have compassion for Billy Joe because she was literally in the middle. And she says today that it was 100% preventable. And she realizes that. And so I me holding on to that, there is nobody that's going to beat, and I when I say this, I don't mean physically or anything, but she's going to beat herself up more than for maybe not the right decision at the time. You get what I mean? And but I think of her being in the middle. She has a daughter, the little girl, the a very sweet little girl when she was young, Leilani, her daughter, who she could never picture her daughter doing something so evil, but she did. So you have your daughter you love so much, you raised, and you can't imagine did this. She did, Alaska. She certainly did. And she knows it. She knows it. And then you have the most precious little boy, just the sweetest, cutest little face you've ever seen, Quentin Simon, her grandson. And the thing is out of these two, your daughter and your grandson is the one that could not protect himself. He couldn't protect himself. He was a baby. Right. And Quentin was failed on multiple levels. On multiple levels. And after reading these court documents of what Leilani did, I have almost like flashbacks, like my mind goes back to those documents and I think of what little Quentin endured. And I shake my head just to try to get the thought out of my head. Because what that baby endured is beyond. See something, say something. You don't want to read them. Court's coming up. Court's coming up. I will probably be down there for that. Not screaming or anything else like that. But I have compassion for Billy now that I used to just have pure anger. Just anger. And again, do I think she failed him? I do. And Billy knows how I feel about her daughter. And she gets it. She understands. Because she feels that way too. But except with hers, that's her daughter. It's tough. Not everything not everything is fixable in life. Some things are just not fixable. Justin, I do not, Justin. She did not put her grandchildren before a child. She failed. And Mohawk, I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I agree. But I also think that there were other people in that house that weren't paying attention either. And which is, again, doesn't excuse Billy Joe, but nobody can make her feel worse than she already feels. You know what I mean? Like, it's done. Quentin's not coming back. Did you see the poor video with the boy on the treadmill? Yes. It's awful. I won't off 1729. I will never, ever, ever. Thank you, Cindy. Just wanted to say that I've never seen you grow so much in the last year. A year ago, I would never be here. Maybe just a troll. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. It's very kind. I do too, Yoba. I do too. I mean, I think, I think that they were making really good money and they were working a lot. And I think they were probably partying with the extra income and stuff. And I think things happened. And I think, Billy Joe regrets a lot. And that's it, Scorpio. She signed the papers to take responsibility of her grandson. She will have her day in front of God. And we all will. We all will have our day in front of God. And that's why I try to be as forgiving as I possibly can. I don't really forgive people who hurt people who can't fend for themselves, though. That's where you lose me. Mods can put up a trigger warning if you want. I don't have one right now. Not sure how long it takes before if you get out of post. This was not postpartum, though. This was not postpartum. Guys, that house lit up like a Christmas tree. She beat him until his skull matter was on the pillow. I get so angry. Lord's going to have to help me with my anger. I'm sorry, but she was a demon. She was a demon. How could you do your child like that? How could you do your child like that? Sorry, I'm filling up my vape. How did the boyfriend not know? Well, I think he should be there too. But you know where Billy, I don't know, I will tell you this, the babysitter, Cher and I really disagree on this. Cher's we disagree on this part, but the babysitter who was up the street, she was the sweetest woman. You walked in her house and they didn't have much, right? But everything they had, they took really good care of. And tipping the bottle. And when you walked in, she had, it's Savannah, Georgia, and it's in the winter and it's still hot, right? It was still hot there during that time. And she let us like use the restroom and we would talk to her, and she loved Quentin. But just days before Quentin was unalived, Quentin was outside, like in a ditch. Leilani was not watching. It was hot. In Savannah, it was hot during when we were there. Neighbor went to the sitter when he was in the ditch. Yeah. Yep. Didn't get to grow up. And then after she did that, she threw him in a dumpster. Yeah, it was hot. Because I remember my electronics was even overheating. Bad. They have so much evidence on Leilani that I don't think she may get out later on in her life. I don't know. But I don't know if Georgia has the death penalty, but if they do, she deserves it, in my opinion. Lily, I don't know. I think so. Let me see if I can pull up some old video of that. I've got all of the uh the dumpsters and everything. Uh that was such a crazy, crazy time. Mm, let me see here. Look at this. All right, guys, here is Azalea Trailer Park. And
All right. Me and my bestie, he says, yeah, let's go.
okay, let's look for cameras. There's that gas station.
He's like, you want to go to the like,
Yes, thanks. This is
where did
this is the trailer park that she threw her child in.
Azalea Trail Park?
No trespassing. Violators will
Wait.
be. Oh,
We're not allowed it.
thank you, Emma.
Why does it say no trespassing?
It means on their property.
Oh.
Okay.
There's a toilet right outside. Oh my gosh. Holy
It's a
shit.
nice Tahoe. They take good care of their place.
Okay. All right. Just.
I got thrown out of the. I got thrown out of the dump.
How did she even know about this place?
Her best friend lives right across from here.
There's a dog.
Yeah, this is a dead end.
Aww.
She had a friend that
Justin, this feels
lived
uncomfortable.
here. It does?
Yes.
Why?
It's a poor dog just sitting outside.
This is life for a lot of people, nurse.
Beat up.
Now Marissa,
Wow, I can't be.
Marissa's not used to like Southern living.
Take that. I feel this is sad
These are my people.
that anyone has to live like this.
Well, it is sad. I agree. What's also sad is that this is where a baby's body was dumped.
Justin.
What? I think that might be the dumpsters down there.
Oh my god.
Let's go down here.
You're always making me do things I don't want to do. You're just like Jonathan. The sightseeing and driving.
I am.
Yes, this is what he does.
We're exploring. To find out. Where's the fucking dumpsters?
Oh, God.
Okay, here they are. Here's the dumpsters. This is it, right here. I think she's on kick or something. Oh God, I didn't see this.
No.
Hold on.
No.
That looks like a camera up there
Said where?
on that light.
Where? On the light?
Oh, where can I? Yeah,
Ollie,
there's like a little thing
where?
right there. Right there. She kind of sounds like a Fran Drescher. Where? She's back on YouTube now. She'll probably get kicked off again. I'm just saying I grew up poor, reality wins. I'm just saying. I mean, now I'm not, but
I'm not getting out.
because this is where the dumpsters are, where Quentin Simon was. These are actually not the dumpsters. She threw him in the front dumpster. There's a dumpster allegedly found. And I'm just... Security cameras in use, it says. So that's one thing. Security cameras in use. We might be going on a field trip tomorrow. This is where the dump is, right here. And I don't know. And if you look right here, this neighbor, camera, bada bing, bada boom. Security cameras in use, and there's like a bunch of mattresses and kids' toys and strollers. No, Mohawk, they're not sorting dumpsters. They just all throw their trash in there. You know, it smells. They don't sort. Really bad. There, they don't sort. Here, I don't. Thank you, Georgia. Trying to see if there was any other cameras. That's right, tanks. When it starts June 24th. June 24th. Scorpio. And I will be down there. Oh, Jen, pumpkin. Your little kitty. No public dumping, $500 fine. So she threw him in the dumpster in the very front. There actually is several trailers in this area. I think that does have security cameras from what I've seen, which kind of makes me believe they definitely have her. They have so much evidence on her, guys, on camera somewhere. So on much top evidence. Of it's so hard to see because of the lighting. And Billy Joe, she does not have Quentin still. But on where this pole is, there's a she was. There appears to be possibly a camera on that as well. So yeah. Maybe too Scorpio. It's very sad, Marissa.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they just throw everything there. Everything. Oh, the black cats. If you'll notice, like right
Right
here,
now.
look here, guys. Camera.
Nothing. Where's the chair?
There's the
Where's
camera.
chair? What's going on?
Marissa's on the phone.
I'm coming.
So
What's going on? Anything?
we go to the, in my opinion,
Awesome. All right. Awesome. Anything else? I'll let you know.
we
okay?
go to the dump
It's just a bad time.
site after this, and that's when I get
All right.
thrown out.
Just go get. Yeah. Go get it. Just leave the front door open. All right. Bye bye.
Oh, good. The real me. That's good. See you there. And this is the business from right outside of Azalea. U-Haul. Okay, so right here, there's actually a dumpster. I can't remember. I think it's like right here. And that is where actually Quentin was found. Now remember, they did not arrest Leilani for quite some time. They did not arrest her until they found Quentin, which was a few months. I've got that picture. So, oh, that's awesome, Drew. It's nonstop, absolutely. Just before Christmas, yeah. Mohawk's got a good memory. I don't remember anything. So they need to gotta find Sebastian. Got to find Sebastian. Sometimes they know, but until they have them, so many people will not arrest. So many officers. They check on in the UK to make sure you separate the recycling. Oh wow. He is really smart in particular about. Oh, that's sweet. I just got both our cats fixed. Thank God. I have to watch the videos and then compare. Oh my God. Let me see here. Let me check something.
Mother accused of killing her 20-month-old son in Chatham County, Quentin Simon, remains behind bars. No bond was set for Leilani Simon today. The Recorder's Court judge hearing the case says his court doesn't have the authority murder cases. She did not appear in court home on Buckhalter Road in Chatham County. Since then, several developments have happened in the case. Camille Syed shows us how we got to this point.
A lot has happened since Quentin went missing 7 weeks ago today. Leilani Simon reported her 20-month-old son, Quentin, missing on October 5th, a week later.
So October 5th till Christmas, October, November. So almost 3 months. Yeah, Jen.
On October 12th, police named Leilani as their only suspects in Quentin's disappearance and presumed death. Over a month after that, she was arrested. That's on November 18th, after law enforcement found remains that they believe are Quentin's this past Friday. Fast forward to today. Leilani Simon pleaded not guilty on multiple charges, including the murder of her son, and she was denied bond.
This court will not consider bond, don't have the jurisdiction or authority to do so.
Quentin lived with his 22-year-old mom, Leilani, and his grandmother, Billie Jo Howell. Howell had custody of Quentin, filed an eviction notice on Leilani and her boyfriend on September 26. We learn more about this
I'm
case.
trying to find that
WTOC
interview.
will bring you the latest. Camille Syed.
Let's see here. Trying to find it. Let me see if this is it. This brings back so many memories.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Sela. Dawn Baker has the night off. He was represented today since little.
A week later,
Oh, it's the same.
and his grandmother, Billie Jo Howell. Howell had custody of Quentin, filed an eviction notice on Leilani and her boyfriend on September 26.
Wonder where it is. Leilani Simon's mother seeks custody of 2 living children. That was only 12 days ago. I probably have it somewhere, but let's try this one. Try this real quick.
Us to the news at 6. I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon,
what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quentin
She was really nice.
missing to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quentin. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billie Howell, who were both just distraught over Quentin's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quentin disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
You remember that? If something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station. That shows you that tears don't mean a thing.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said
Look
that
at
though
that
they've
baby.
named Leilani.
Look at him, guys. Look how precious this little baby is.
Leilani, the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death. They don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billie Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quentin, the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing.
Because she beat the hell out of that
Tears
baby.
and more anger, not knowing what's happening.
Not knowing, more tears and less less tears and more anger for not knowing.
If that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quentin is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive.
She threw him in the dumpster. And she wants him found happy and alive after she literally beat his skull in.
We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior.
I can't with her. I just cannot with Leilani. She is an absolute psycho. She's a psycho. She is a lion psychopath.
But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County Police say they have no reason to believe that Quentin was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching. Leilani Simon hasn't been charged with anything at this time, but police say she is the only suspect in her son's disappearance. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
She was very nice. I think she knew pretty quickly. Or if she didn't know, she had a very good inkling. Hold on. She's not getting the death penalty. She's facing 19 counts of indictment, including 1 count of malice murder for the intentional unaliving of Quentin Simon and 2 counts of felony murder. And just so you know, she beat him with an object. Quentin Simon's mother allegedly beat Tyler to death with an object after using drugs. The indictment, which was posted on yeah, it's right there, alleges that October. Hold on. I might do a live on this. No, she never stopped using. I don't think she ever stopped using at all. Trigger warning. I wish it was bigger. It's hard for me to see. I got this. Under the age of 18 of cruel and excessive physical pain in the matter unknown to the grand jury and accused in the commission of the offense caused Quentin's death contrary to the state of laws of Georgia. Where she concealed his death and discarded him in a dumpster at the Azalea Mobile Home Park, which hindered the discovery of Quentin Simon. She false report of a crime, making false statements. She said he had been abducted by an unknown intruder. She willingly made false statements. They charged her every time she lied on camera. She admitted that she had left her home in the late night of the hours of October 4, 2022 to meet her drug dealer, falsely stating that the purpose of the meeting was to pay for existing DRUG debt, contrary to the laws. And so, false statement stating that the only controlled substance that she of which was the regular use of marijuana. Past 24 hours, marijuana. Okay. Falsely stating that the purpose of the trip was to meet her friend Misty to obtain Oragel, a topical pain reliever. I remember that Misty, and on this trip was accused, had in fact met Misty at a Chevron service station and had obtained Oragel, which she lied. Let me check here 1 second, guys. Okay. Quentin aggravated assault, did assault the person of Quentin Simon with a object that was used offensively against a person did result in severe bodily injury, the nature of the object being unknown to the grand jury at the time, and accused did the commission of the this was the dumpster right here. It was the one in the very front of that trailer park. This was the prosecutor. It was really bad. I don't know how in the hell she did this. No, it wasn't the dumpster. I don't think it was the dumpster at the gas station. Yeah, it wasn't the dumpster at the gas station. This was at the trailer park. It was just at the front of the trailer park.
As you know, my name is Shalina Jones, and I am your Chatham County District Attorney. I'm here today to discuss a matter that has captured the hearts and minds of many people across our community, across the state of Georgia, and across this nation. And that is the sad and untimely death of 2-year-old baby boy Quentin Simon. Over these past few weeks, there have been photos and images that you might have seen of men and women hard at work, combing through.
Plant Diva, where you been? Where have you been, young lady? Are you okay?
Heaps of trash, looking for just the smallest sign of what happened to baby Q, as he was affectionately known. When any person, particularly a child of tender years, is murdered, harmed, victimized, or goes missing in our community, it's a matter that calls our
Hey,
very
Lisa.
humanity into question. These are the cases that keep us up at night. These are the cases.
What's wrong? I mean, I don't want you to get personal, but like, are you okay? What's wrong? If you can't say it, don't say it.
That deserve justice. Before I begin, I would like to thank the fine members of law enforcement, particularly our Chatham County Police Department Police Chief, Chief Jeff Hadley. Thank you. If you'll join me here, I appreciate it. And to the rest of his team, particularly the lead investigator on this case, Detective Lemons. Chief, I want to thank you for the hard work and dedication that you devoted to this case from the very beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
Your department was boots on the ground, and you made this the highest priority for our county. You represented our county well, and we greatly appreciate it. To the men and women of the Chatham County Sheriff's Office, the GBI, the Department of Natural Resources, and every other, the FBI, of course, and every other law enforcement agency that devoted time, effort, and resources to searching for baby Quentin, we say thank you. These men and women worked very long hours, turning shifts for 6 weeks straight, working tirelessly and would not quit until Quentin's body was found. Were it not for their tireless efforts, we would not have been able to take the first step on the long road to justice as we have today.
The FBI did an amazing job as well. It was estimated at a 5% chance that they would find Quentin in that landfill. 5%. 5%. Of course, honey. I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay for sure. Yeah, Angela's in the hospital. She's in the hospital right now. So, but she's okay. She's okay. Well, whatever's going on, Plant Diva, I hope you're okay. That's the main thing. Yeah, Mohawk. Billy Joe has not got Quentin yet. He will not be released until after this is over.
I'm standing here before you because earlier this morning, the sworn and impaneled members of our Chatham County grand jury returned a 19-count indictment against the mother of Quentin Simon, that is defendant Leilani Simon. Defendant Simon is charged in the indictment with 1 count of malice murder for the intentional killing or death of her son, Quentin Simon. She is also charged in counts 2 and 3 with felony murder in the death of her son. She is charged also with one count of concealment of the death of another in this indictment. And that is followed by several counts of giving false statement in the course of a police investigation. As your district attorney, I realize that this matter is really important to our community and also to the inquiring minds both here and beyond our community that want to know what happened to baby Quentin and how it happened. That curiosity is not lost on me. However, there's more evidence that may be revealed during the course of this investigation. And I say that to remind you all that this is an ongoing criminal investigation. As prosecutors, we are duty bound to preserve the judicial process by not making out-of-court statements about the case and by not releasing evidence in the case. I want you to know that this is not about hiding anything, and our goal is always to be transparent with the members of the public. However, it is very important that we preserve the sanctity of the judicial process. It is very important that we do that so that the evidence in this case, if this case should go to trial, can be heard by jurors who are selected from this community, the jurors, the citizens, and the people who are most impacted by the untimely death of Quentin Simon. But not revealing this evidence also ensures that the criminal proceeding remain fair, just, untainted, and that this case is not tried in the court of public opinion, but is resolved in a court of law. What that means is that
I want to know what kind of object she used, which I guess we'll hear
while
at
this
the
case
trial.
is of grave importance to our office, and we will devote every resource to making sure that this case is properly handled from beginning to end. It also means that we will not be responding to any open records requests or media questions about the facts and underlying circumstances and the evidence of the case. We all know that justice takes time, but it should be swift and sure and fair. We appreciate the time and your time and patience with us in this matter as we continue to pursue justice.
Yes, she went and got drugs from her dealer, did them at home, and then beat him.
For baby Quentin Simon and for the citizens of Chatham County. Thank you very much.
Are you taking questions?
Depends on what questions you have.
Is there a chance we can get a copy of the indictment?
The indictment has not been sealed as of yet. That means that as of now, it is still a matter of public record. You can obtain a copy of that indictment from the Office of the Superior Court Clerk.
I know there's only so much you can release, but from the evidence that you've had a chance to look at, is there anything you can tell us that really stuck out to you? What was the most shocking to you just from a human point of view?
Well, I would generally say, not about this case, but in general, whenever we have a death of a child of tender years, in this case, as I said, Quentin Simon was 2 years old, that's something that is just going to stick in your mind. As a prosecutor, that's something that keeps me up at night. And that is what's going to keep me and the rest of this office pursuing justice in this case.
But then Simon still hasn't petitioned to take her bond hearing to Superior Court. Is that something that surprises you, or is she where she needs to be?
Well, I think that would be a better question that's reserved for her defense counsel. I am not surprised by any moves that the defendants do and don't make. My job is to make sure that we stand ready to respond to whatever move they make. And so, should she request a bond hearing, my office will be ready.
Can you share with us why Billy Joe was jailed?
Can you repeat the question?
Can you share with us why Billy Joe was jailed?
That's a separate legal matter that's still under investigation. I'm not at liberty to discuss that matter at this time.
And you may not be able to answer this question either, but what resulted in the contempt charges for Miss Billy Joe Betterton?
What's the question?
What resulted in the contempt charges?
Are you asking what caused the contempt?
Yeah.
Again,
I think it was late in the night. Quentin didn't have structure like a bedtime because she didn't do any of that routine stuff. And I think he was probably being fussy and he wasn't listening. And she had just done math and she snapped.
that's a separate legal matter. I'm not at liberty to discuss that at this time.
In your course of prosecution here, you have 3 murder charges for 1 victim. Can you talk about it? Just explain to the general public why that happens, the difference in malice murder and the 2 counts of felony murder?
Prosecutors often develop different theories of a case and how a murder may or may not have occurred. It is not uncommon for us in murder cases, and you'll see this in our other indictments, to charge murder in a number of different ways. And as I said, as the evidence continues to evolve in this case and we get closer to trial, should we get there, we'll have more information about if any additional murder charges need to be filed or if they need to be changed in any way.
You say you're still gathering evidence. Talk about the confidence you have in the evidence that you have right now.
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't be standing here before you if I wasn't confident about the evidence that we have. We have more than sufficient evidence to bring the charges, and that's why we presented this case to grand jury. They actually believed us. They returned a true bill on the indictment. We're confident about that. But what makes me even more confident is that I get to rely on the hard work and evidence and investigation of Chief Hadley, his team, our law enforcement agencies. They collected copious amounts of evidence, and because of their fine investigative work, I feel very confident that we are about the position that we're in today.
You spoke to the hard work of Chief Hadley in law enforcement in this case, and I know Chief Hadley told us multiple times that he didn't want to stand.
Thank you, Angela.
Months later, talking about flaws in the investigation and how that's impacted the case. Can you just speak to how the efforts of law enforcement have helped make this case, have helped make you confident in the evidence of this case so far?
Well, I would say that the evidence that was produced by law enforcement, the good thing is that we had a number of different law enforcement agencies coming together and pooling their information and resources. I am very proud of the work of the lead detective on this case, who was absolutely solid from beginning to end. And, that's something that you pick up when you're a prosecutor and examining evidence and case files and working with detectives. Also, we have one of our top-notch prosecutors. All of our prosecutors in this office are top-notch, but we have one of our top-notch prosecutors who specializes in these kinds of cases and crimes against children, who reviewed the case day and night. So, those kinds of things build our confidence in moving forward with the charge.
Do we have any information or update information about the boyfriend who was home at the time?
We have information about that, but again, that's not anything that I'm going to reveal right now, as I can't talk about the underlying facts and circumstances. I'm sorry, I wish I could. I know you want to know, but out of respect for the judicial process, I kind of have to keep my word on that. And also, I'd like to keep my bar license. So I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you for coming out this afternoon. We will continue to keep you posted as necessary. Thank you, and thank you to the citizens of Chatham County.
Hi there, folks. My name is Bronio, and I'm your coach for today. Buckle up for that.
So that's that. All right, guys, I am off to bed. I'm going to try to, no, it's not new, Kelly. I'm off to bed. I'm going to try to get up early, which it's early now. It's 1:43 in the morning. Look just like a, love you all. Love you, love you, love you. Get some sleep, because I may be live early. Maybe a field trip. I have to see. Good night, guys. Love you. Blessings to all. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Lord willing. Good night. Love you too, Jen.